Hi guys, Michelle Jones here, and I thought I'd share with you one of the things that I do every morning. Yesterday was Sunday. We spent about 6 hours in the garden getting my bulbs into the soil. It's a bit late. Some people have started March and April, but it's still not too late because some people do start in June, July. So if you haven't started, it's a good time to get started, especially if you're here in Australia where we're transitioning towards winter. We've had a lot of frost on the garden today. So what you need to make sure is when you do plant your bulbs, and this is, I'm going to share with you some of the photos, is make sure you've got a good layer of soil on top of it, not too thick. And then I also just put some straw, watered it a bit, and then put mulch on it. So watered it a bit only because the soil was already quite nice and moist. It wasn't wet, it was just nice and moist. And so I put a second layer on top. The second layer was my one part had the bulb soil, the other one I only used potted mix. So just a cheap potted mix of about $3.98 from Bunnings. And the reason for that is not a lot of people actually use a specialized type of soil. Usually they do that when they do plant in a pot. So it's more important to handle special types of soil for bulbs, for African violets, for orchids when you're planting in pot. When you're planting them outdoors, you just have to make sure that you actually dig up the soil very well so it's nice and soft. Anyway, I did that. Put straw, watered it, and then put mulch. So the mulch actually protects it from getting overly wet, especially with our frost. That's gonna be happening quite a lot now from here on. So that's with the bulb. That's a different story. You can check out how I did it. I'll share with you some of it as well. Now this one is what happens next. Yesterday, I cut up some sugar plant. So this is stevia, and my stevia survived last winter, but it didn't quite grow so thick, and we are expecting more frost this year. So just to be on the safe side, I cut up some stevia branches. Just gonna show you how it looks like. I only kept the 2 leaves up the top, and I've got this in water right now. This is just a slightly warmed 7.0 pH water. And the reason I want this way is I want to root this and maybe plant it indoors just in case my stevia outside does not survive. I've got 3 more here that's going to be growing. I also have some sage. My sage is dying back. Sage does come back, but if I need it for cooking, I want to be able to have some indoors as well. So here's my sage, and my kids don't have sage, so if I don't need this, if I don't get to use this because my sage outside actually survives, then I've got a few to give them. Okay, obviously these are just the sage leaves that I've taken out from the plants that I've cut up, and I'm going to be using this once it dries up for my cooking, or even before it dries up. This is just one of my what is this again? Garlic. This is one of my organic garlic plants, which I planted from the garlic bulb. And I've got it here to remind me that I need to spray all of those that's in a Tupperware over there. I have something like, I think 6 containers of 4 plants each. So you see that it's quite nice and tall. This can't go outside just yet. It's too cold for it outside. It's just gonna die. But I'm keeping them inside. It takes garlic about 8 to 9 months before it actually has its bulbs. So it's a good time to just keep it indoors. And then come spring, I can start taking it outside. Okay, so we'll have like 3 months of winter. Come spring, I'll bring it outside and it'll be ready for harvest just before fall, or maybe at the start of fall next year. All right, yes, because it's fall now, so next year. Just some stevia that I've cut up from the stem, again to dry, and I'm going to be using it for my tea, my coffee, whatever I want it for. This is spring onion from my spring onion outside. I only have 2 more plants on the ground, so I've just started cutting this. Spring onions that are outside have lasted a couple of years. It started off from just store-bought spring onions when we first came back to Canberra. When we first came back, I had to actually start from the beginning because there's nothing in my garden. So started everything from store-bought spring onions, lettuce, broccoli, bok choy, and what was the other one that I said? I also did my first set of garlic back then. So the difference was I planted the garlic back then in fall, if I'm not mistaken, out in the garden, but it was a little bit too soggy. I did harvest garlics the next summer, but they weren't quite as big. So I'm hoping that this one actually grows much better. Also, the garlic that I planted last year was just from store-bought garlic. This one, though store-bought, is organic garlic, which I'm really excited about. Okay, I've got passion fruit here. I am drying this passion fruit because I'm going to be planting my first passion fruit plant. This has to be totally dry. I'm separating it so that my family doesn't eat it. My son loves passion fruit, so the ones that's on the table, they can eat. This one that I'm putting here is a do not touch one. So this one, once it goes all hard and crinkled, will actually go outside and get planted. I've got here some echinacea root that I am going to be turning into, is this echinacea root? Oh no, sorry, this is dandelion root. So dandelion root, echinacea flowers that have dried up, and these ones I will put in envelopes, and this will be the seeds of the echinacea. So any one of you want some, let me know. This is my first pineapple that I'm turning into a plant. I have a friend here in Canberra who actually grew pineapple and was able to harvest a pineapple fruit. Not very big, but that's okay. And you know, guys, I always say, just get started, just give it a try, because you don't know what's gonna work if you don't really give it a try, right? So give it a shot. So this is my pineapple. I'm gonna be sharing in my coaching group the processes that goes through with me getting this planted. I will keep you posted and let you know. And then I had to harvest some agrimony. My son's homesick, he's got a gut problem. So agrimony, one of the best things for diarrhea, for gut issues, the bali belly, and for throwing up and all that stuff. So it gives your gut some ease. So we're gonna be doing a decoction because he needs it right now. I've run out of extracts. Part of this I'm gonna make a decoction, part I'm gonna create the normal extract, the normal process. Okay, I have got some lemon balm. I love lemon balm. We have been literally pulling out and killing some of our lemon balm because we've got so much of it. And just with us pulling it out, we've been smelling it all day yesterday and all day Mother's Day as well. And I've decided, well, you know what? I'm gonna get some lemon balm, not from the one we pulled out, we've thrown that out already, but from the one that's left here. And I'm gonna make some tea for myself today, just for calm and just, you know, I just love the smell of this one. Really amazing properties as well. Great for the brain, great for your immune system, great for your lungs, your and basically your immune system. Okay, I have here a plant I am rooting because it's not looking very nice outside. A lot of my succulents died last winter. So my daughter came to the rescue because her succulents survived in Melbourne, and I planted them here. They grew very nicely, but this one in particular, the plants outside are dying. So I've had to pull this out. This actually came off the plant, and I've just removed a fair bit of the bottom and I've put it in water. I'm just about to replace the water now and put in some more every time I put water in, because it's winter, I put in warmer water than I would usually during summer. And that just allows the plant to grow better and root faster. And hoping that this would give me nice roots, I'm gonna have to plant it indoors for now and bring it back out in spring. So that's that. And I've got my baby African violets here. I have something like 2, 4, 6, 8, 4, 3, 6. I think I've got about 40 African violets inside my house. So today is when I actually water all of these. I've got my bromeliads that I just transferred to pots yesterday. The main bromeliad plant had died down. I pulled out the bulb, that's the bulbs, and put them first in water. Wanted to see if they would root. They actually didn't root. So now I'm just gonna put it there. I don't know if it will survive. We'll see. The thing that you guys have to remember is there's no such thing as someone that knows exactly how to plant straight away. You just have to give it a go. We all see, either our parents, the gardeners, our friends, our uncles, our grandparents planting. We don't grow up knowing straight away what to do. Sometimes they will die, sometimes they'll survive, but it's only when you give it a try that you start learning it. And I love this whole process because one of the things that I keep getting reminded by the plants, especially yesterday when I was planting the bulbs, I realized that all the skills in life that we need for life, for business, for raising a family, all starts from us just having some ideas, getting the ideas from others, learning from what we've read, Googling some things, and then eventually we just have to give it a go. We have to take action. We have to make it happen. And sometimes it feels like it's taking too long before the results that we want actually happens. Sometimes the first try, it works. Sometimes it doesn't. And so I decided to remind myself yesterday, I've had some plants that have grown straight away, some plants that have died. I've just planted bulbs for the first time from like an actual bulb, and I've had to learn. And the whole process, the flowers of this process, the growth for this process, I'm not gonna be seeing for another, 3 months. And sometimes that's just how things happen as well with business. When you're implementing a new skill, when you're implementing a new program, when you're doing a new promotion, it may not click straight away, it may not happen straight away, but it will eventually happen. You just have to be patient with it. You have to give yourself some time. You have to allow yourself to just do your best and then let the process take place, because that really is all it is. So that's what I'm doing here. We're gonna see which ones are actually gonna root, which ones are actually going to transplant successfully, which ones are gonna give us good fruit, how good the fruits are or how big the fruits are. We'll find out even later down the track. We just have to be patient, and once we learn the process, we make the corrections again for next year, and then it will just keep getting better and better. It never gets better overnight. Sometimes you have the flukes where it happens straight away, but if it doesn't happen straight away for you, for anything that you implement, give yourself love, give yourself appreciation, and learn that there is a process involved. Learn from that process. Understand the process. Go through what the mistakes were, was it good soil? Was it bad soil? Did you plant too soon? Did you bring them out too soon? Was the conditions perfect? Because all that works exactly the same way with business, works exactly the same way with your family life, works exactly the same way with your relationships. Okay? Now let's learn from everything that's around us and start planting. Plant your food, plant your medicine, and just give it a go. Don't ever say you're not a born green thumb, or you don't have a green thumb. I didn't think I had a green thumb. When I was younger, I didn't have a green thumb. It wasn't my interest. I didn't want to get into it until I started giving it a go. I thought, well, you know what? If others can plant their food, why can I not? And true, why can't I? So this is where we're starting. I've got some of these as well. These are spare egg cartons, and because I'm running out of space here, I'm actually gonna put a little bit of soil, a little bit of maybe cotton balls, or maybe even tissues, wet it a bit and get some seedlings sprouting from here that we're gonna be sprouting here and growing here for the next 3 months before we bring them out for spring. But I'm also gonna start off some, I think, broccoli, cauliflower, bok choy. I think I might have some of those seeds. I do have some of the plants outside, but it's important if you want to have a sustainable garden, if you don't want to have to spend for vegetables, then plant them. And you have to plant what your family needs are, right? So I'm gonna have to keep planting a bit more broccoli, a bit more, I think, what do you call that? Peas, sweet peas are also good for winter. So I'm gonna get those. I do have a couple, if I'm not mistaken, on the vine outside, but I need to add more. So I'm gonna start sprouting some of them. If you guys wanna see how this process works from start to finish, join my Michelle Jones coaching group, because I do show them over there just exactly how it's done. So guys, have a great morning, have a great rest of your week, have a great start of your week, and be patient with yourself. Remember that there's a process. All you can do is do your best, check out all the information that you need, and just get started. It's not gonna happen with you continuously doing a research on it and overthinking it. Just get it done. Okay? Have a great day, guys.